So today is all about this delicious, very tasty Party-Style Egusi Soup. And I tell you, this soup is so delicious. Welcome to the Sumptuous Side of YouTube. My name is Teresa Metoka and you're highly welcome to my channel today. The first thing to do is to get ready your protein, and the protein I'm using here is cow, and the part of the cow I'm using is tozo, or you can call it the beef brisket or beef navel. So into this I season with some salt, seasoning cube, some pepper and onions. So mix this together and cover up. Do not add water at this point. Allow your meat to extract its own stock before you add water. This can add more depth of flavor into your beef. So the next thing I'm going to do is just to soak my stockfish and catfish in order to soften them and also to remove the dirt from it. And after soaking, drain out and wash thoroughly, and you can debone as well. So the next thing is to get your tomato mix. So into this I have some tomato, tatashe, yellow pepper and onions. So you want to use more of the tatashe and less of the tomato because of the color pop. And the pepper I'm using is the yellow pepper because of the flavor that it adds to the soup. So do not forget to remove the seed of the tatashe because of its bitter, and then blend this roughly. Do not blend it smoothly, please blend roughly and set this aside. So I've allowed my meat to cook for some minutes. I just add a little water after the meat extracted its own stock. So into this I'm adding my washed stockfish and catfish. Allow the meat to cook for some minutes before adding this because I don't want the stockfish and the catfish to just get overly soft. So after adding that, I'm going to add enough water that can soften the meat and the catfish with the stockfish. So into this pot I have here some pomo. So I love to eat the pomo, but I don't really like the taste. So that's why I'm boiling separately, because when I boil it together with your other protein, the stock that it releases, I'm not really a fan of it. So that's why I'm boiling separately. Cook the proteins until soft. So the next thing you want to do after your protein is soft is to heat up some palm oil. So the idea oil to use when making your Party-Style Egusi Soup is the palm oil. You can use groundnut oil to cook the soup, but palm oil is the oil to use when making the Party-Style Egusi Soup. So into this I have some chopped onions and locust beans or ewu. So you want to fry this properly in order for the ewu to release its flavor. This is so important. So then I usually like to add my fish, and this fish is a panla fish. I love to fry this because I love the flavor that it releases in the soup. So just fry it for just some minutes, like maybe 2 minutes, and then add your tomato mix and allow this to fry for it to get dry. If you're coming across my channel for the first time, it's good to have you. Do not forget to hit on the subscribe button, turn on your post notifications to get notified when I drop new video. So as my tomato is frying, the next thing I want to do is to make a paste with my egusi. So in here I have grounded egusi, I add some crayfish to it, and then I just added the mixed stock to it. So I just want to make a paste like texture with this. So just keep adding some water. You can add your mixed stock and add water to this in order for it to have like a pasty like texture. So do not go overboard with the water because you're making Party-Style Egusi Soup, so you don't want everything to be running. So just add it in bits. So you can also add your salt, your seasoning cube, but because of my meat has a lot of flavor in it, that's the meat stock has a lot of flavor in it, so I'm not adding any of those ingredients like salt or seasoning cube because of the stock. It is very tasty, so to me there is no need to add any salt or seasoning cube. So after that is done, and then you check your tomato, it is properly fried or it's properly dried. So the next thing you want to add is your meat and the stock. add in grinded crayfish as well. So you can also add in grinded prawn, but I didn't get prawn, so I just using only crayfish. And in here I have my seasoning cube. So be careful when you're adding the salt or seasoning cube. Only add that seasoning cube because you don't want this to be salty, because you know your meat already has salt and seasoning cube inside. So be careful with the salt and the seasoning cube so that you don't end up with salty egusi soup. And I want to say a special thank you to my returning viewers. Thank you so much. God bless you. So just allow this to cook for just 2 minutes in order for the stock to enter well into your meat, and then add water. Leave this to boil up. Then add your egusi in small droplets. Dropping your egusi in droplets, do not stir. Just cover up and reduce the heat and allow this to cook for 7 to 8 minutes. And here you see our egusi. You can see the lumps everywhere. So the next thing you want to do is to add enough water that will be enough to cook your egusi. So it's depending on how you want your egusi to be. If you want your egusi to be watery, if you want your egusi to be thick, so that's the amount of water that you should add to this. So you can decide to also break this into the desired lumps that you want. So if you want it as the big, you can just leave it the way, or you can just use your spoon to break it into the desired lumps that you want. So add your water and allow this to cook for 10 minutes in order for your egusi to properly cook. Egusi can cause running stomach if you don't cook properly, so make sure that you cook this for 10 more minutes. So after 10 more minutes of cooking the egusi, then add in your vegetable. So I'm using ugu or pumpkin leaf. Please be mindful of the amount of ugu that you use in this. This is not a vegetable soup, or you want there to be vegetable, but do not go overboard with the vegetable. So mix this together and just allow this to cook for just 2 minutes. So what swallow do you think goes best with egusi soup? To me, I feel pounded yam is the ideal swallow for egusi soup. So our delicious soup is ready. This is so tasty and so delicious. I hope you give this recipe a try. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you've enjoyed watching this video. If you have, do not forget to hit on the like button, comment below, and share this deliciousness. You can check my other previous recipe, so I'll be dropping the link at the description box below for you to go and check those previous recipes out. I'll see you on the other flip side. Ciao.